Hello everyone, welcome to the Light Renegades. My name is Starr. Hi everyone. I feel like I don't know where to begin, to be honest with you. And you know, I've been saying this for a real long time. I've been saying this for some time now, that there is just a massive shift that is happening. And since the last darkness video that I did, the first of the series, getting to know the darkness, I've been harboring like this dark energy within me and having to transmute it through my own physical vessel, and I've been full to the brim of energy. And this is like a physical thing that I've been feeling. I felt pregnant. I felt so swollen. My whole body has been swollen, and just like I couldn't take on any more energy. And I'm going to go into all of this in a little bit more depth in another video, the second video for the darkness series. So if you haven't gone back and watched that video, you might want to, because I feel like it's going to make all of this make a little bit more sense. But things are very strange where I find myself right now. And yeah, my fabric of reality is constantly shifting. And I think some of you are experiencing this as well. So don't be alarmed. I think this is where we are going to be for a little while, at least for the whole of October. I know it's going to be quite chaotic and strange. I've been told to, you know, try and keep my calendar free as much as possible so that I can be working behind the scenes in that time. And, you know, I've just had to concentrate all of my one-to-one sessions, so apologies that there haven't been any more videos. But I channeled this message from the Alliance. It wasn't called the Galactic Alliance, it was called the Alliance. And I felt like it was all sides of the spectrum coming together. I've been spending a lot of time in spirit energy, not that much of my galactic teams, a lot of time trying to understand this darker energy and pulling aspects of all different spaces and places so that I can start to make this make a little bit more sense where we find ourselves. But I feel like there is a recalibration happening. And now that I read back this message, I channeled this verse on the 14th. And now I read it back. When I first read it, I was like, whoa, this is so much. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. And in between that time until now, this message makes the most amount of sense. So the light and the dark aspects of all realms are coming together, and there is a massive war that is waging at this time. And I know that a lot of you are feeling into that, have been seeing that. And, you know, we knew that this was coming. We knew that there was going to be a collapsing of timelines, but I feel like where we're at right now is that we're at the final few timelines that are still existing, that are a real dark essence of a real dark nature. And we're having to integrate that into our time here too, because some of us are, you know, real sensitive, real susceptible to energy, and we're part of it all. And the message from the Alliance goes into this into a little bit more depth, so I'm going to go ahead. So this is a message from the Alliance, and it doesn't have a title, but they said, "Dear teams of light, the time has finally come. We are at war. All timelines are merging. All spaces, places, and collectives have come to the one pinnacle point to fight a darkness so deep within your world right now that we ourselves cannot comprehend whom is truly light and whom is truly of darkness. We are in tricky territory. It has taken its toll on all of us. It's taken our might, our will, our strength to get to this next phase. Some of you are feeling this at a quantum level. Your dreams are bleeding into your waking time, and your life is not what it once seemed. You can feel the energy shifting beneath your feet, beneath your soul. You may be finding it difficult to connect into one reality at this time. We wish we had more comforting news for you. However, all we can do is say hold on. Please do not give in, not now. Do not let the weight of anything, past, present, or future, hold you back. Remain as balanced as possible and allow for this war to wage on. You chose to be here at this precise moment because you knew you could fight, love, accept, surrender, and win. Because you knew you were a warrior. Because you knew you could fight for us all. Those awake right now are some of the strongest souls alive for eons. Don't you see just how magnificent you are? Shine on, sweet one. We know this is painful. Please know that each tear you shed right now is for the balancing of everything, all time, spaces, and dimensions. Please hear us when we say, this too shall pass, and it will. We are in the biggest war yet. Some of you are on the front line here. You feel it. You've experienced this before. You know this to be your truth. This is no time for doubt now. Your earth needs you. Gaia needs you. Be strong, hold hands with her, Be at one with her. Hold on for dear life, because it is time to break free. We know you have heard this message for so long, but we promise you the time is now for things to be shifting. We have won, but we are on the last leg to free up the timeline so beautiful, a timeline so magical that none of you here dare to dream it. This soul has seen it, she imagines it, and it will come to pass. Because she believes, because some of you here truly do believe, and together you will create a new world. This is a call to those that feel this in their soul. Come forward, stand strong. What are your gifts and talents? How can you come together to make manifest the new world right now? Your intention, words, and energy are your greatest asset and strongest superpower, so continue to believe. Believe of worlds and realms beyond what you are experiencing here. Where do you want to exist? Where are those spaces? Where are the crystalline cities? Call out for home, cry out for home, a new way of living. Our hearts bleed for you, with you. We know of your suffering because it is ours too. There is much more to come, but for now, stay strong, release, and dream. You can see it in your mind for a reason, because it already exists. You've been here before. You've lived in paradise before. Remember. We stand with you, all of us. And everything feels very strange right now, everyone. I haven't been showing up because quite frankly, I'm not entirely sure where I exist right now, if that makes any sense. And I think some of you are feeling that too, and I'm having such a juxtaposition because, when I have to go into spaces of working with someone, I'm so there, I'm so present, and when I've made plans with people to see them, I'm so there and so present. But anything in between those times, it feels like it's fair game, and I am experiencing different energies, different entities. Still working through a lot of this negative energy, a lot of this dark energy that I contracted into myself to be harboring. And my teams of light are saying, we're with you, we're here holding you and supporting you, but you chose to do this. So I'm trying to just manage all of that, trying to release a lot of energy, trying to make sense of bits that I can make sense, and a lot of it just doesn't. And I'm starting to feel like, these massive shifts that are happening in timelines, it's like I can physically feel it. I feel myself kind of dip in and out of spaces. And my reality is beyond synchronistic at this moment. And every second of every day, I'm like, oh, that's a message. Oh, that's something for someone. Oh, that's something for someone else. And, I'm tapping in left, right, and center. And I'm so grateful that we are here, but it does feel like utter chaos. And, I've been in the most amount of pain too, and having to release so much pain. I thought, this isn't pain like I've felt before. This can't be just for me. And this has been told to me time and time again, but I don't think I've let it sink in. And I think this is going to help a lot of you. It's that everything that you've experienced in your life up to this point, anything of pain, any single tear that you've shed, has not been just for you. And that is why it's felt so painful. And sometimes we experience things that we think, I shouldn't have reacted in that way, or I was too sensitive this, too sensitive that. And the answer is no, you weren't. You were the most amount of sensitive, the right amount of sensitive to be transmuting extra energy that wasn't your own for this entire planet. And I hope that this makes sense what I'm saying. But it's almost like everything, well, not almost, it has happened this way. Everything you've ever experienced has been to help this planet shift into a new level of existence and into a new layer of energy. And, I'm starting to honestly begin to comprehend this little by little. And I'm like, oh, wow, that is so much. And this was something I'm going to share in the darkness video as well. But I wanted to share it here just in case some of you don't check out that video. But at some point in the last few days, I was, crying, like to what felt like the bottom of my soul, crying. And Lucifer comes in. I've been working on and off with Lucifer and, safe spaces and timelines where he's having to make, things become a little bit more in balance with the light and the dark aspects for many people. And, he came in and he said, let me help you. And it felt like he reached in and grabbed my heart. And at that moment, I was almost how to describe it is like the best way is like a shamanic journeying. So it was like I was in the base of a tree. I was at the base of the tree, and then I plummeted down to what felt like almost soil, but it was like static. It looked like soil, felt like static, but I couldn't see or hear anything. And it was like I was underwater, like the feeling of being underwater. And this depth of pain, this depth of, oh my gosh, like the most utter amount of dread that I can possibly imagine just erupted in me, but in an eruption where it's like I didn't exist anymore. I felt like I didn't exist. I felt like I wasn't here. I felt like I died. And you know, I was probably there for maximum 4 or 5 seconds, but I promise you, those 4 or 5 seconds felt like an eternity. And you know, that was Lucifer coming in to help me release, you know, to the bottom of everything, so that I could help transmute some of this energy out of my own physical vessel. And I thought, you know, I was crying to where I thought I was crying to my soul, and then Lucifer came in and showed me, you know, the bottom of everything. And I thought, as much as I feel like I've experienced the most amount of pain here, those 4 seconds was the most amount of pain I've ever felt, and I didn't think it imaginable. It was unfathomable pain. It goes beyond pain. It's like pain beyond distortion, beyond doom. It's like dread. It's existential dread times a trillion. I don't know how to describe it to you, but it was not anything that I've experienced before. I've seen it. I've definitely seen these spaces before, but I felt it. And there was 2 messages in that. Lucifer was kind of saying, you know, these souls that get sent to be punished, you know, to receive their karma for bad things that they've done, bad things in their life. You know, that's their eternity. That's where they go to. And I was there for 4 seconds, and that felt like forever. And, you know, there are souls that have been there for, I don't know how to describe it, years, you know. And this idea of that, to be suffering forever, I just do not think is something that should exist anywhere. And that's what we're trying to get to, everyone. And it was a reminder that, you know, there is such darkness, and I thought that I'd felt pain, but up until that moment of my heart being held, you know, by that, I thought, I've not come close. I have not come close. And if I'm here to stop that being a possibility for others feeling that, then I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that I've gone through all the pain that I've gone through, and I'm glad to be making a difference. And all of you are attached to that too. And, you know, we are a team. We are together. So as long as you are doing what you can in your life, you are doing enough. As long as you are helping others, looking out for those that you care about, and making sure that you are looking after yourself first and foremost, that is the most that you can be doing right now. And, you know, together we are weaving this fine, dense fabric that is going to be the new layer of existence. And I know so many of you are experiencing it, and I think this October a lot of you are going to be experiencing your gifts at a real heightened sense, but that's going to come with a lot of darkness too, because that is the frequency that we are residing in right now. It is palpable. I can feel it. I can taste it, and it's vile. So I think what I want to end on is, please, please, please be sure to be doubling down on your protection. This is something that I keep telling everyone everywhere, and just be vigilant, just be observant, and do not let any, you know, ideas of shame, sadness, depression, all of those, you know, feelings of shadow or darkness take over right now. Feel it, experience it, release it, but do not let it be your everything. And, you know, I'm taken to real extremes right now. I'm in spaces where I'm having to transmute a lot, and then I'm going out and having a really great time with friends, and I'm, you know, I have to be in that space. I've been filling my time up with a lot of time with other people, and I thought, why am I doing this? I do not feel up for doing this, but, you know, I have to be in those spaces because I need that balance. If I was to stay all in this darkness, I wouldn't know how to get back over here. So remember that too. You know, even if you are going through a lot, say yes to the friend with that coffee, you know, go out for dinner with that friend, you know, go on that date, whatever it is for you. Make sure that you are finding the balance between light and dark right now, because the darkness is trying to consume everyone, and we feel it. Those that are sensitive to energy, those that are, you know, in capacity of tapping into those bits of other, you know, not everyone else can. And I think that I've been really having to battle with myself and my knowing the past few weeks, everyone, and I will admit that is definitely why I haven't shown up as well to some degree, because I just felt like, what am I bringing forward? I really started to doubt everything that I've been doing. I really started to doubt my reason for existing. And, you know, I've been going through a new death and rebirth for myself. And I got to a space a couple of nights ago when I was in meditation, and I actually did back our own healing circle, the Light Renegades healing circle that me and Anna Maria did together, and I listened back to it for the first time, and I got to spaces where I was having to, I felt like I was, trying to put into space, how my family would feel, because I felt like I was going to die. I felt like I died. I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. And I think that was spaces of, timelines collapsing for me where I am dying. And also, just going through this like massive quantum shifts that we go through. It's an experience like you can't explain to other people. And I know I've been sat in that space for some time where, not everyone I make sense to, and I've had to make that be okay. But at sometimes, it feels like so much, and it's just like, gosh, like when is this going to feel like I have my feet on solid ground? And I think just for this next while, we're not going to be able to feel like that. So we have to make unbalanced, not unbalanced, but walking on water be our new normal. And forgive me for all the iconography that goes along with that, but that is the only way that I can kind of make this energy make sense. We're going to have to find our solid ground on something that just isn't solid right now, everyone. And look out for you, look out for your family, look out for your mental state too. Reach out to those people that can help you with that, alongside of working within the spiritual realms as well, because it does feel like a mental collapsing in some spaces, and you need to make sure that you are looking after your mental health. So reach out to those practitioners that are there for that, your therapists, your doctors, all of those things. But also just be aware that things are a little bit strange right now, and we have to make that be normal to everyone. There has to be a fine balance within all of this. But I think that's enough from me today. And please do reach out to me, or any of the rest of the Light Renegades. If you do want to be working with us, if you do want to be holding hands with us. And we do have our healing circle, which is on the 22nd, which is at 6 p.m. UTC time. And we're going to be coming together with the elementals for that, and doing a deep healing, a deep session in that. So if you do feel the calling, poster is in our community channel as well, if I have got the timings wrong, but I do believe it is 6 UTC time. Because I think we're supposed to be connecting. I think we're supposed to be coming together. I think we're supposed to be working together in this next bit, because it is tricky, it is confusing, and we need to anchor in, each other into this ground right now. So call on Mother Gaia for your health, your healing, and, get out in nature as much as possible. Stand on bare ground as much as possible, and just allow yourself to be in this new normal, which is confusing, I think, right now, everyone, and especially through the rest of October. But I will be back very soon. Apologies of my absence, but there's just been a lot of things I've been having to work out on a personal level, and within all of these realms as well, that just keep ever expanding right now at this time, everyone. But so much love from me to you. You are always in my hearts and in my prayers. But do take care for now, and I'll be back soon.